Hello everyone, welcome to Club Reaction to St Mirren 1, Rangers 1, here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. I'm Scott Carney and I'm joined by one more than usual. Ali, how are you?
What I expected to see today, I'll be honest about it. I'm not shocked what we've seen. We all talked about it before the game. It's a sad state of affairs that we got to game 3 in the league, and that's what we're expecting to see.
Scotia?
I would say it was glad to see us both after that hour and a half. It's been a great day so far.
Yeah, that's no improvement on it at all of anything that we've seen previously. I'll put my neck out first and say that I've had enough already. Russell Martin should not continue as Rangers manager. Whatever he is trying to implement has failed, and we are watching a team not progress in any way, shape or form. That's as bad as you're going to see. It really is. It's awful all over the pitch, and I've had enough already. I generally have had enough already. So I'm not particularly interested in any other saying. And the lads, I don't know what the two lads are going to say, but for me, I've had enough. The starting 11 today was Jack Butland, Magoma, Suter, Fernandez, Max Aarons, Rothwell, Raskin, Leo Cameron, Gassam is the thing.
Gassam,
yeah, I've got to say Gassam now. Gassam, Ant-Man and Asgard playing as a kind of false 9. Ali, big kind of call, really playing not to play an out striker. Didn't work.
I actually said to you in the pub, and apparently Scotia said the same thing to you. It reminded me when we played Joe Rebo through the middle, when we never had strikers. But that's when we didn't have strikers. We have strikers. It shows how shite Danilo is. I've told you for the best part of a year, he's crap. He's not good enough. Man, how's Gino fit enough? I don't get it. It reminds me of Morelos all the years ago as well. To start with Asgard up top as a false kind of 9. Yeah, and the guy that's not played for us as well. He's not this first game he started, I think, for us. Asgard, is it?
I think so.
So
did he start against Alwan?
No, he didn't. He came off the bench. So when I seen that, I didn't see us. I didn't see us scoring today, to be honest. Regardless who we played.
Scotia, were you delighted when you seen the starting 11 and you couldn't wait to watch Rangers? Is that how you were feeling?
All the time. Right now, that's the first thing I wait for, waiting for that time lineup to come out and then just disappoint you a wee bit. No, the lineup wasn't particularly what I picked, but I did mention last night on the pod that I was thinking about maybe a Curtis playing up there. I had Asgard playing in the midfield, starting but in midfield, sort of maybe more where Cameron was kind of starting to play the game today. So it didn't massively surprise me that he's kind of went for that, because as Ali says, Danilo's been given multiple opportunities and we can see that it doesn't work with Danilo up there. He's not the player that system will work with. I think Danilo's a player that would play better than that. Would he?
It's very polite. Yeah, I was like, he's been very polite there, isn't he? Been very polite about Danilo.
We another one up from top of him. So it was interesting to see that. But kind of even coming out of the game today, speaking last night, this morning, coming on.
Nobody thought we were going to win, did we?
I had that feeling of we kind of might see what we actually got to see.
Yeah, and it's hard to honestly bring a reaction to the game when it's everything that you've seen already. It's exactly the same. Nothing changes. We're not getting better at it. There's no progress in it. We are filled with a team of constantly playing a constant back line. The back line that is as shaky as you're ever going to like. Our midfield is non-existent, and the front 3 doesn't really particularly work because we are bypassing the midfield. We're not creating spaces, all day runners, and it's a mess to watch. It's hard to sit and watch that. It really is difficult. There isn't any progress. Russell Martin can say that he's proud of the team for this and for that, but we're nowhere anywhere close to where we need to be. Rangers are 7th. We are 7th after 3 games. For me, as I say, I'm done. I'm absolutely done with Russell Martin, and there's nothing that you can say that's going to convince me otherwise. Into the game, its actual self, it was awful. Honestly, Rangers were pathetic all over the pitch. Everything that I just said, slow, no movement, clueless looking on the pitch. We are all talking about the style of play and this philosophy and blah blah blah. Explain it to me, because I don't know what it is. I don't know what if it's to work perfectly, what is the end result? Because I can't see it.
I don't know what it is. I thought we started poor. You're playing against St Mirren, we know they're going to be well organised, well drilled. Again, previous teams we played, Motherwell, Dundee, it's very similar patterns. These teams look better coached than us. You're playing against St Mirren, who we know are physical. We are, as Chris Boyd used my favourite word today, powder puff. We are extremely powder puff. But
not just attackingly, defensively, midfield. As a team, we
just look nervous on the ball. We can't pass 2 yards. I don't know what we're doing. The midfield's all over the shop. You look at the back line, we're not playing with a striker. I can't see any progression. We said at the beginning of the season we could take a bit of pain if we could see progression in terms of what we're doing. And we're standing here after game 3 in the league. Plus we've played umpteen Champions League games, and it's going backwards. We can't see anything at all.
Scosa, can you disagree with any of that, really?
No, I agree. We're getting worse. Watching it, it looks like we're getting worse and worse starting games. We eventually become good when you fling on players that have been there before. That's the only point. In fact, we became good when we get ready what Russell Martin wants to do as a tactical style, and just kind of throwing shit against the wall, hoping something sticks, and it kind of half stuck the day. That first half in particular wasn't great. I mean, St Mirren were the better team, I thought,
Really
in the
does.
first half.
Really does as well.
Yeah, we're lightweight. We were very, very lightweight, in particular, so in certain positions. And it's just, you're sitting there watching it and just going like, we're getting destroyed.
I knew it was going to happen.
Next 2 games.
Seen the movie.
We've spoke about it. The next 2 games before the international break, and then the 2 games after the international. In fact, 3 games will be in after the international break, because we'll play Hibs again in the League Cup and in the league, won't we? So, that's going to be fucking interesting.
But we're all sitting watching the game, and we've got nothing about us because we know what we're about to sit and watch. I fully expected that today. I really did. I'm not shocked by how poor Rangers were today. I'm probably more shocked at the fact, after watching the game the way that it did, that Rangers actually managed to score. The goal we conceded it's simple. I think it's 5 touches of the football from St Mirren's box to the midfield. So it hits their defence, hits their midfield, straight through the middle of the 2 defenders, in between Suter and Fernandes. Fernandes, bomb scare. We've paid $3.5 million for a guy that looks miles away from anything that we require, and it's tucked away and it's 1-0, and you're kind of all looking at each other, just kind of going, aye.
We knew it was going to happen. It's similar to kind of Bruce during the week with the first goal we conceded. We're attacking, lose the ball, and then they can cut us open a couple of passes, and they did it. A slip ball in between 2 centre halves. Fernandes, I think Suter was shouting at me, wasn't he clever, to be honest, and then John Suter hasn't got the pace to get back. Give the boy credit. I thought he did well to hold Suter off, and it was a good finish by him. But we're looking at each other going, well, we knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it was coming. You could feel it coming with St Mirren. Again, similar to the Motherwell game at points, I would say in the second half in particular. They were coming at us superb, and you knew they were going to score at one point. We'd never looked like scoring at all. And we looked at each other and went, of course it was, but none of us were shocked at all.
No, Scotia, the best chance we had was Lyle Cameron with a chance for a cross ball. Probably should do better. I'm not going to be too overly critical of him, but that's it. That's all Rangers had.
Yeah, that one it was coming to. When I first seen it, I thought he should go with his head, but then when the replay got made, it came back and it was dipping down quite quickly. He was leaning back, but probably should do a wee bit better. Cameron was one of the brighter sparks I felt certainly in the first half. Him and Gassam, both brighter sparks. But it was poor. It was very poor. And like, just touching on what Ali said there about the defensive stuff, that's us, 9 competitive games into the season. And I know we're switching up the centre-back pairings. We've done it quite a few times recently, but none of them look like they're forming a partnership that you can kind of go like, right, that's okay. Now, don't get me wrong though, there's the defence throughout the team still feels a massive issue. But you would hope that there would be a wee bit more gelling quickly in there, and it's not really happened yet.
We still look like a team that's not coached. We still look like a team that's not prepared for any of this. We still look like a team that is pretty clueless in what this philosophy, system, style of football is meant to be under Russell Martin. And yeah, it's just a continuation of a theme that we've already seen. We get to half time, Rangers do absolutely nothing really. We get to half time, he makes 2 changes. Mikey Moore comes on from a Goma, and Danilo comes on for Asgard. Was that right?
I think it was Asgard, yeah.
Was it Asgard off? Was it Asgard? Who was it that took off? No, it was Asgard, was it? I think it was Asgard.
No, it was Ant-Man.
Oh, Ant-Man, sorry, apologies. Started with an A, close, wasn't far away. Took off Ant-Man. The second half was worse. Honestly, it was worse. We did get to a point, yes, where we were playing football with no real style. Russell Martin, as Scotia said, was flinging elements of stuff to a wall and hoping that something stuck, and stuck even, and half of it did really. But Rangers did nothing. We honestly did absolutely nothing. The difference came when Tavernier came on. I thought he immediately looked better than Aaron's, and I'm not saying that Tavernier's the answer before people at me, but he's better than Aaron's is, and he gives us more drive forward than Aaron's ever will. And obviously young Curtis coming on, who makes the impact. The shocking stat is, and Curtis took his chance quite well. Yes, it's deflected goal. It was a deflected goal. However, he had 2 shots on target while he was on the pitch in the early stages that equated to him 2, rest of the team 0.
It's a shocking start, and you've got to give the young boy credit. I think that's him scored 3 in 6 games, I think, Curtis. Probably deserves a start by his stats, to be honest about it. He was unlucky with a second shot down the goalkeeper's throat, but that's a poor start. You probably can't. We started the game again. We looked slow, ponderous. You're playing with Danilo up there, and I'm sick of talking about Danilo. He's not good enough. St Mirren were unlucky. Big Gogic had a chance at the back post in the second half where he probably should have scored, but we never looked like scoring.
No.
And I agree, when Tav come on the park, Aaron's, and you look at these championship players we brought in, Aaron's and Rothwell in particular, are they an upgrade in what we've had previously?
Aaron's isn't right now for me.
Let's be honest, what we've had previously hasn't worked either. At the moment, no, they're not. Again, we've shopped in the championship and it hasn't worked for us. We're in there again, and it looks so far that it's not worked for us at all. But I thought Tav brought a wee bit of energy into the team. Obviously Diamante come on as well, but young Curtis, yeah, he did well with his goal. He took a shot. You don't buy the ticket. He didn't win the lottery.
Exactly.
We got a wee nick and it went in, but it was never wave after wave with Rangers in the second half. And we looked at each other and we were talking about it, and we went, you never felt Rangers were going to score. You just didn't feel anything. If anything, St Mirren you thought might go up the park in that one.
Yeah. And it was wave after wave in the first half for St Mirren as well. Generally, like, Rangers were poor. Really, throughout the full 90, Rangers were poor. Scotia, young Curtis must be wondering what he has to do to get a start, because everybody says he's the best finisher at the clubs. It's hard to disagree with that.
Yeah, yes. I mean, this season I was thinking Finlay Curtis will come in and make quite a few subs appearances, starting a few of the games, some of the games against the, what you want to say, weaker teams. But now you look at it, and Rangers right now are probably one of the weaker teams in the league. And
yeah, we are.
Form, performances, results are going. I must be, because I think we kind of spoke amongst ourselves earlier, like the better signings that we've made were probably Gassam, yeah,
Gassam, we have to say Gassam now,
Ant-Man, although it looks like it's kind of getting, maybe not so much Gassam, but like it's
been coached the shit right out of Ant-Man, yeah, it has.
They've been two of our better players, and then in position, you've obviously got Mikey Moore there, you've got Asgard up the top there, Cameron, who's in there.
I do quite like Cameron, I do.
So like, where we've kind of done better in the transfer market right now is where Curtis would play, so I wouldn't send him out on loan. I know there was talk about that. Definitely don't send him out on loan. I think he stays in the team. I think he stays in the squad. And gets a few games, because, like you say, one of the best finishers that we've got. Unfortunately, definitely need work to do there, man. Definitely.
Yeah, and that's the only positive that I have from Rangers today is young Curtis taking the chance when it came to him. We're just a mess all over the pitch, we really are. There isn't any progress. We are going backwards, if anything. We are now 6 points behind. We are sitting 7th in the league. I for one, just don't see the point in continuing on like this. I've said my point, lads. I want to know your input. Russell Martin, does he stay? Does he go? And I know you'll say the board will not sack him. I do understand that, but would you sack Russell Martin?
Purely from what I see at the moment, I see nothing. Next week's a massive game for Rangers. It's huge. It's one of a must next week. It really is. I didn't want him as a manager, to be honest. We didn't want him as a manager. What we're seeing now is what we feared. I just don't want to be a club that continually sacks managers all the time. They've backed him with the best part of £20 million. I don't think you will sack him. I personally, I'd like to go another avenue. I would.
Yeah, but you've got players like Rothwell, right? No making an impact. Rothwell looks absolutely knackered. It doesn't look like he's the guy. We've signed Fernandez at $3.5 million again. Doesn't look like the kind of player that we need.
But then Thelwell's got to take. He's got to take responsibility.
Yeah,
this as well.
Yeah.
Signed these. He'll need to take responsibility. Next week for me, Carney, I told you sitting at the bar, it's one a bus for me. Do I see Rangers, even if they win next week, Rangers, do I see Rangers going on a run? No, I don't. I think we'll be caught again against. We've not played the harder teams. If you want to say your Hibs, your Hearts and your Aberdeen, Rangers have to win next week. Do I see them winning next week? No, I don't see them winning next week at all. I think Celtic will come and take care of us comfortably. The Celtic fans may moan about their team at the moment in terms of their board not spending money. They don't have to spend money. Look at Rangers. They don't have to. I'd love to be in your situation right now.
Oh, no.
I really would. But right now, next week's massive. If we lose next week, Carney,
he has to go. He has to go now.
Well, if
for
we
me,
lose
anyway.
next week and we go 9 points behind the 31st of August, it's pretty much done for me. And folk will say that's premature, but Celtic won't drop 9 points in a league title race. They will not. So it's one of us next week.
Yeah.
It really is.
Scotia, does he stay? Does he go?
I said last night on the Club Live show that if we get beat, me personally, I would sack him. After today, it was a draw. I would still personally sack him, but then thinking about it is we've got these 2 games coming up that I think it's too quick a turnaround for them, the board themselves to do it. It wouldn't surprise me if he goes after these 2 games coming up, unless he wins both of them, and wins by winning,
Getting through, yeah, absolutely.
As well, which gives him a slight bit to hang on. But from what I'm seeing right now, I don't see it, because if I'm being honest, I think Mirren, particularly in the second half, maybe shit the bed a wee bit that they didn't go out and go for it. Because if they played, like they obviously were 1-0 up at half time, that's great, we'll sit now back and just, right Rangers, what can you do? If they'd actually went and gone for it a wee bit in the start of the second half, they probably would have scored again. It's similar in terms of what Bruce should have probably done against us on Tuesday. Just go for him, kill us off, because we're all at sea at certain, particularly when the pressure's on like that. For me, right now, if it was me personally, and I don't like doing it because like you say, we're only 7 games into the season, and we're in this, what I was saying to you earlier, we're in this strange wee bit of the season where you're still kind of on the playoffs to what European competition you're going to be playing in. Transfer window's still open, so the season, it feels like the season's not really started, but unfortunately it has.
It bloody has.
It does. We've played 9 games, and after 9 games,
he's won 3 of them.
Season over pretty much, because we've got the Europa League to play for, and then we've got the 2 cup games, which it wouldn't surprise me if we get put out the League Cup right now based on the form we're playing in, and then that's it. Scottish Cup, that's what we've got to play for. Yeah.
So it's a real concern. It's a real concern, and I just don't see the point in continuing on with something that clearly isn't going to work. Without sounding like I've got a tinfoil hat on, I would expect to hear from the board now about what the plan is going forward in terms of, are we sticking, are we twisting, because this can't continue. It really can't continue. Whatever he's trying to do has not worked, and it's failed dramatically. We are 7th in the league after 3 games. It's unacceptable. It really is unacceptable in every way. There'll be no Club Deck Corner. I promise it will return for people that have been asking. There will be Club Deck Corner returning, but I'll be appearing on Four Lads Had a Dream on Tuesday night, so make sure you tune in for that. Until then, please like the video, subscribe to the channel for your Positive Rangers podcast that you'd like to tune into. But I'm interested to see your genuine thoughts in the comments about where we go and what Rangers do moving forward. Ali, that was crap.
Crap's an understatement. The sad state of affairs is we all met each other before the game, and what we witnessed is what we thought we were going to witness. Same with Bruges. Bruges was on the cards for weeks. Today was what we thought we were going to witness, and that's where we're at as a football club. So if we are thinking as fans we are going in and we're not going to take points against St Mirren. Let's go St Mirren. It's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, Scotia.
Yeah, it's not been great. The only good thing about today is I get to hang about with these guys for a wee while.
That's very nice, Scott. Very nice of you, mate. That's very nice of you. Yes, as I say, it is what it is. As I say, and I'll always be honest on it. But I've seen this movie far too many times before recently, and I think it's time we make the change now, because nothing that we're seeing is any better. It really isn't. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Speak to you all next time. Cheers.